Mike, what's going on? What do you think about this setup, host team?
I like it. I like it. Yeah, we were talking last week in the put and roll. It's better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like last week. We just needed more seating.
I want to see what you come up with. I want to see what you come up with because it's a little crowded. I don't know if you can hold it.
You can't really do much more in this room. It's just not. Like over to the chamber.
Yeah, maybe so. Hi. Excuse me. Okay, we're live.
Oh, and then once you stand in, Monty said click the register here ticket, and then that will take, I think there's what, 3 questions? Yeah, it'll be real quick, but we want to try to start getting it. Monty says I'm supposed to sing now. If anybody has the theme to Jeopardy on their phone, please bring it up. get started. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank everybody for doing that. We're going to go ahead and continue on. So before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping notes that we'd like to bring up at the beginning of every meeting. If we can, let's make sure we silence our cell phones. We want to make sure that we give the presenter today our full attention, and then during the suggestion and feedback as well, we want to make sure that those are heard loudly and clearly. If we can refrain from side conversations, again, we want to give our attention. One, we want you to hear everything that the presenter is giving us for their thoughts and questions, and we want to give them the feedback. And then also, we are filming live on Facebook, which is a great reminder. Again, one of the things that we've really been trying to work on, and we stress every week, is we're trying to build our online presence. So if you know somebody that has not been able to attend, but they've said, I'd really like to make it, but sometimes my schedule just doesn't work, please ask them to join our Facebook Live. So this way, as we build our online presence, hopefully they'll see what a great program and contribution this is to the community, and then they'll want to join us in person, but if they can't. And when they're on Facebook, and they can join in like they're in the meeting. So if they have thoughts, questions, feedback, tell them to go into the chat. The lady monitors our Facebook Live every week. She will read their feedback, their thoughts, their questions. So we want everybody online joining us live to be as much a part of the meeting as if they were here in person. So we want to thank our sponsor, the Mega Workplace, the one-stop building where anything and everything for small businesses can happen. We have our 1 million cups, which we'll go into in a minute, about what this program is for and who it's for. Downstairs, we have the SPDC with John Doremus. We have the UCF Incubator with Wendy Taylor. Everything you need in here to start, build, and be successful in business is right under this building. Brittany, do you want to give George the microphone? And George, do you want to introduce some of our local celebrities?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. If you joined us from the commission, from the chamber, thanks for coming over. A couple of people I want to recognize. Gary Ashcraft, sitting in the back, who is our commissioner for the city of Eustis. I usually don't introduce young professionals, but off to his left is his favorite daughter, who presented this morning at the Chamber of Commerce. She is a up-and-coming entrepreneur and a creator with a phenomenal mindset. So thank you for coming here. Also, Commissioner, I saw him. Okay. Commissioner Willie Hawkins. These guys are the people who voted to help us get this place going, which has turned out to be a fantastic success. So I know Willie is running for re-election. We're not endorsing anybody, but I'm voting for him and thanking him for what he's done for our community. SBDC in the back, John, he gives you the opportunity to sit down, talk your financial stuff and everything, anything, and it's absolutely free. Wendy with the UCF Incubator Program, it's an honor to have UCF collaborate with us in this mega workplace as well. All of Million Cups, just for you to know, really originated out of the chapter we have here in Eustis originated out of an effort put together by LEAD and headed by Ray, who worked diligently for over a year to get 1 million cups here. So we are solely here due to his and LEAD's efforts. And he's humble about it as well. And Monty also up there working with it. Our Chamber of Commerce President, Chairman, Maria Alberti, thank you for the support that you give us. Did I miss any other elected official or oh, and Dave Allen Cole, country singer, this is his brother, Officer Cole. If you get pulled over by him and you mention 1 million cups, you get a free pass. Thank you.
School zone fines are double. And again, one more thing before we move on. I just want to thank Pam and George for the vision that they saw to put all this together in the building, and a huge reason that we're gonna see small businesses grow and develop in this community. And last thing is George is running for city commissioner, and again, we don't endorse anybody, but if I lived in Houston, I'd be voting for George. Unfortunately, I live in Monroe. So thank you guys for what you've done here. All right, Mommy, we're not, oh, there we go. All right, so we want to thank our sponsors. So Foxtail is our ongoing coffee sponsor. So we want to thank them. They agreed that they're just going to continue to do this. So if you're out about, if you meet somebody today, you want to have an after meeting, go to Foxtail. If you're meeting during the week, find a Foxtail. Let's support them, thank them for everything that they do for the area. And then we also want to thank Brittany and Randy. She had to leave, she had a closing. But let's thank them. They are our goodie sponsor, the coffee, all the pastries, everything that they provide. Let's thank them for that. So Alex from Foxtail is joining our live. So let's just say good morning to Alex and thank him for being our ongoing coffee sponsor.
Yeah, so everybody at one time say good morning, Alex. Thank you, Foxtail.
All right, countdown. 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Alex. Thank you, Foxtail.
All right, good job. All right, so we can move on from there. So, what is 1 Million Cups? I know we've got a lot of first timers and we're going to get to you in a minute, so just kind of hang in there with us. So, 1 Million Cups is a business-to-business support program. Everybody sitting here today is going to support our presenter with a challenge that they have in their business. But the nice thing that we like to say is it is presentations and not pitches. They're not coming up here to sell you or try to get you to buy their product or to fundraise or to bring money into them. They are going to support or present to you a challenge they're having in their business. It is connections and not networking. When you come here in the morning, when you come here before the meeting, we're going to network. We're going to connect. We're not going to network. There's a lot of great organizations for that. B&I meets here on the first Thursday of the month, so they'll be here tomorrow. Great networking opportunity. Here we want to connect. We don't want anybody to feel like they're coming in here trying to get sold from anybody attending or connecting or making connections. And like we always like to say, business will happen organically through those connections, but we want everybody to come into here, just connect and support our presenters. So, everybody ready on the mics? Who's got our mics today? We got Brittany, we got Deborah. All right, who is here for the first time? Please stand up. We would like to keep it real short because we have a lot. All we ask 2 things, your name and the name of your business. So Brittany, if you want to start over this way.
How you doing, everybody? My name is George Pereira. My business name is Precast Pads. We're a concrete precast manufacturer locally in Eustis. And the industry for the crowd, any contractors, any builders, generator leaders, electricians, stuff like that. We provide all type of concrete products. So, and I own a large piece of industrial property that I'm looking for potential builders and just make connections.
All right, guys, if we can, because we've got a lot and we've got a lot to get through, and just if we can, please keep it just name and name of your business.
Morning, my name is Joseph Forney, and my company name is Tiny's Coverfield.
Thank you.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jesse with the Inflatable King.
All right, Deborah, you want to go in the back?
Amy Urich with Loan Depot for residential lending.
Go ahead.
My name is Rohan, and I'm with J Golf.
My name is Stephanie Frederick. I'm with Forest Properties, doing property management.
Go ahead.
Michelle Middleton, Century 21, Spouses with Houses Realty.
Catherine DeYoung. I'm actually here with the nonprofit Legacy Preservation and Educational Group.
Perfect, thank you.
Calvin Thompson, current Mr. Florida. I am Kiss Fitness is my brand.
Mr. Florida.
Yes.
Morning, Charlie Benz, Real Property Management Alliances.
Calvin, come up here. You can be crowd control.
Carlos Medina, future Mr. Florida. I own a small business called My Forever Home.
Lucas Burrows from the Summit Broadband, the fiber optics provider. Pleasure to be here. All right, let's give all that first timers a round. All right, so again, everybody put their cards in the box or in the bucket. So later on today, after the presentation, we're going to do maybe one or two drawings. Since we have so many first timers, we're going to do a couple of giveaways. You'll have your choice of everything up here on the table. So just make sure if you haven't, get with Delaney or somebody and we'll get a card in there for you so you have a chance to win one of our goodies. So, who is eligible to present? So when this was founded by the Kauffman Foundation, the purpose is to help newer businesses, new small businesses succeed. So preferably, if you have a business idea, if you lay in bed and you have a concept or a thought or an idea, or if you're out talking kind of going, you know what, I think this might be a good opportunity for a business. We want you to present here to get feedback from everybody attending if you think that business will be something that could sustain and be a good, strong, profitable business. If you have a newer business that's 1 to 5 years old, we definitely want you up here. This is what we like to refer to as what keeps you up at night. So if you're a newer business and you're laying in bed at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking over and over again, how do we get past this? This is where you come up and get those answers and suggestions from everybody attending. And then we also, it's not to exclude existing businesses because we want to see those support and grow as well. But if you're an existing business and you're looking to expand and build that business, add a new section or leg to your business, and you're not sure how to start, again, this is a place where we want you to go because that is, you don't just go, I'm going to do this, and it automatically happens. There's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people that attend will be able to help you with that because they've been through the same thing. And the one thing that I always say is I can promise you, by coming back, you may not have a response today for our presenter, but I can promise you within probably 2 to 3 weeks, you will have gone through a situation in your business that you can relate to our presenter, that you will have some great feedback. So, don't feel that like, I didn't really have anything to contribute today. It might not be today, but you will have a lot to contribute in the weeks to come. So we want you to stay connected with us. These are all the ways that we can stay connected. Our website is 1 Million Cups, Lake County /Eustis. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. What's that other side? Is that Twitter? Instagram. Oh, Twitter's the X now. I told you last week, I'm not a technical. So whatever. These are all you guys know better than I do. These are all we're running. So just follow all those and follow us. Go to the website if you have not. Just click to follow, sign up, and then you'll get updates from the corporate. You'll get updates from 1 Million Cups as we move forward in the weeks to come. So before we get going today and get everybody warmed up, all right, everybody on the mic, so you ready? We want to ask a question, and we'll take a couple minutes to get some feedback. So what are some ways of getting involved in your local community that have been successful for you and your business?
Joining the local chamber of commerce.
Anybody else? Todd?
Not to state the obvious, but 1 million cups.
There you go.
I get involved in a lot of community events. Some of the larger events in Claremont and on the pond. It's just about awareness, but I make a lot of great connections when I do that.
Yeah, I think I don't know if they do an attendance count. Willie, you may know, or Gary, you may know, but they do First Fridays. Any idea of how many people attend an average of a First Friday, which is coming up this Friday? Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot, but that's a good way to get exposure.
Local title companies and local staffing versus online.
Kiwanis Club.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
We're part of Kiwanis Club, and of course, a lot of the banners that you guys see on the softball fields, the baseball field for each individual schools from the Tri-County. So that helped us a lot.
kind of stole my thunder, but it's Rotary.
Yes, Rotary.
Being involved in Rotary.
All right, let's do 2 more. Right.
Support your local nonprofits. I know we mentioned civic clubs and things like that, but anytime you can get involved and help support nonprofits, there's that cycle of, I always consider it enlightened self-interest, where you want to help someone, a nonprofit organization, meet the goals that they want, but then also that will get you the visibility as well.
All right, we're going to finish up with Jason.
You know, that's hard to follow. But I would say find an area you can serve and provide a solution to a need without necessarily getting anything in return.
And you know, one thing to follow up on Ray's comment of getting involved in a nonprofit. 1 Million Cups is 100% volunteer, run, organized. There's no funding from corporate. All of this that we do every week, you attend because you want to be here to support it. We help organize and put the meetings together because we want to help support it. We don't get any funding from corporate. It's 100% volunteer, organized, and run. So if you want to become an organizer and help with the weekly meetings, let myself, Monty, Pam, Ray know, and we'll be glad to add you to the team. So with that, we are going to get ready for our presenter today. So the format, when you present, we're doing 1 presentation a week. They're going to have 6-ish minutes to go ahead and present. We're not going to cut them off at 6 minutes. That we generally do about 20 minutes of responsive feedback time from everybody attending here. So if you want to present, go to our website. You're going to see a tab that says present. You're going to see what the format is today. And if this format fits you for a newer business, then we want you to sign up. And we want to introduce our presenter today. Is Latona Pai with Legaci Financial Services. So let's give her a nice round of applause. And my name is
So this is very different from me presenting who I am. But I have a question that I want to pose to everybody before I actually get started. If you knew the importance of finance and the things about credit before you started your business, how different would your business be? So I'm going to ask my question up front because as I'm presenting, I want you to think about what I need help in, right? I need help in trying to enhance the growth of our company, exploring new avenues to get people involved that want to participate in workshops, seminars geared towards raising awareness, and then also finding businesses that may need our services. 75% of businesses actually need the services that we provide, but it's that other 25% that I'm trying to find and connect with. So who am I? I'm glad you asked. No, I'm not the next Miss Florida, right? I am a God-fearing woman. I am a wife. I'm a mother of 3 and a granny of 8. I am passionate about sharing knowledge and empowering others. I'm dedicated to providing positive influence and giving back to the community. I'm huge on the community, right? I'm committed to living with the intention of making a meaningful impact. I'm inspired to inspire others and mentor each other to get into their full potentials. And I am a woman on a God-driven mission. So this is what we do. As a premier provider, we are a comprehensive financial consulting company. You asked what that is, but that was a big word, right? Thank you, Jared, for my word. We specialize in a diverse array of financial solutions, such as tax preparations for both personal and business, credit recovery assistance. We do immaculate bookkeeping, so we offer bookkeeping proficiency to business formation. That means when you're trying to start your business and you look for somebody to give you the guidance on whether to go S Corp or LLC, that will be us. We offer business funding. When we offer business funding, we have partnered ourselves with different business companies that we kind of lead our clients to when they're looking for business funding. We do tax planning. We do payroll management. We do notary, and yes, we also specialize in travel. Our core, we are committed to delivering a personal financial guidance aimed to empowering our clients to achieve their ultimate goals. So again, this is where I need help. I'm trying to enhance and grow the business. It's hard when you don't have a product and you're offering a service, because you cannot sell the service, right? The services have to be a need of the community. So again, looking to connect with individuals that want to bring awareness and do workshops and seminars and things like that. And then look into partnership with companies that actually have the clientele that we are actually looking for. If you need us, this is how you contact us. And thank you.
All right, that might be one of our fastest ones yet. So let's go back to the, hang on to that. Let's go back to the slide of how everybody here can help. So, LaTonya, go ahead and restate where you need suggestions, and we'll get the responses started.
So the suggestions that I'm looking for is the right area to look for people that want, the industries that want to partnership and bring awareness about financial services. And then also, I'm looking for companies that actually have the clientele that actually needs our services.
All right, so Matthew.
Good morning, Matthew Guy with Pinpoint Web Studio. One of my first suggestions is actually there's quite a number of people from Windway and Cuts in the Chamber that partner together to do workshops like you're mentioning there to help new businesses or businesses that are going through a different venture to do workshops. But in particular, one of the best partnerships you could probably do would be with some business attorneys who are helping businesses get founded in how they need to be formed legally, which are doing some aspects of that and giving them guidance, but partnering them with workshops to give them the strategy of this is how your financials are going to go. That would be one of your best partners.
Thank you.
John?
Yes, John Ramus, SBDC. Do you actually have a pool of money that you fund businesses?
So when we do, yes, we do. We do a small pool. We have a certain amount.
So what's your maximum loan amount?
So we're willing to fund up to 10,000.
Okay.
Rick Sizer, realtor, commercial residential. Being a realtor, we have a local board here in Tavares. You might want to be an affiliate member because that will open you up to a whole bunch of realtors that deal with small businesses and real estate transaction and opportunities like that. So that would be a great maximization of
Yeah, that's a great point, because the Board of Realtors has what they call an affiliate Board of Realtors, and that is where all non-realtors can join. It could be lenders, title companies, it could be, any program. It doesn't have to be real estate related. You're just there to support the real estate agents, but that will get you in to do presentations in front of classes and maybe even build courses. And this is good for anybody where they can get continuing education credits for it, because how many credits a year do you guys have to do? 14, yeah. So, something that nobody looks forward to when they do their continuing education, but if you can give them some good feedback, you'll get good attendance on that to open that up. More thoughts?
Can you roll back to the slide that provides your services? Can you go back to that?
So are you a consultant or a lender?
I'm a consultant.
You lend money. You have access to money.
Yeah, but we have access to funds.
If you could tell me in 3 words what your services are, what would you say?
I would say tax preparation, credit recovery, and bookkeeping.
And bookkeeping, okay.
So when I look at, when you look at the list of everything that they do, we were talking yesterday, and my guess is, and probably within your businesses, you're all doing some portion of this, but with different companies. So you're doing, you might be doing bookkeeping with one company, you might be doing tax prep with another company. Business support might be with a business coach or a third company. So you're taking all of these, and a lot of companies are taking all of these, payroll management. How do you streamline that? And I think to put one-stop shop where you bring all of these under one house, and I would have to think it would probably be a much cheaper alternative. So maybe thoughts on that and how we can get, trying to find the people that are using multiple companies to use one company for all those services.
Charlie with Real Property Alliances. Sometimes when I've found, when people are pitching to me or when I'm talking to possible clients, if you can give a couple examples of really good customers you already have, or even if, not give their names, but what's that profile look like? It's this business, they do this, we've had them, and this is where they've connected with us. So this is the person that came to us, and this is how we found the solution. Or somebody unexpectedly got an opportunity and needed our service, this is what we did. Those type stories help people internalize what it is you do and maybe help you find other people like that.
Following up on what Jim said, because you're offering a variety of services that would be especially interested to small businesses just getting started, maybe a connection with local churches or a church that would know a family that was involved in starting up a new business would be a good place to start.
I'm the novice in the room here. Why not go to some of the university job fairs? You have students that are graduating and wanting to start their own business, and you might be able to support them in their new roles.
Thank you.
I have a question and then maybe some feedback. Where are you currently advertising?
So we're on social media and mainly word of mouth.
Okay, do you have a website?
Yes, it's LegacyFinancialServices.com.
Does it include, like what Charlie said, testimonials about?
It has some reviews on there, so yes, we have some testimonials on it.
Okay, and I think Matthew Guy will probably follow this up too. How's your Google presence?
It's good. I mean, we're on Google. Dealing with Fast Track, Wendy has taught us how to get it to go up with the SOEs and things like that. So, I mean, learning that part is something that we're working on as well.
You have the capacity to be in so many niches. If you had to pick one of those to kind of define your target audiences, whether that's biggest profit margin, is that the travel arrangement, is that any number of those, but whichever person profile fits into your biggest margin, if you just had to pick one, and then the rest of it can kind of be like, complementary services provided. What would it be?
So if I had to pick one, my biggest one that brings in yield the biggest revenue is tax preparation.
Okay. How would market is that? And then the rest will follow.
Okay, thank you.
I just had two questions. So are you business to business or business to customer?
So I'm mainly business to business, but it's turning business to customer. So we're on both sides because my customers actually are business owners. So I guess I'm visiting both avenues because they're coming to us maybe for tax preparation, but now they need the bookkeeping and the payroll and things like that.
And then my second question was, when it comes to the credit, is it personal credit or business credit?
It's personal credit. Well, credit recovery is personal credit because you cannot fix business credit. So.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Delaney and then Matthew.
Delaney Foster, doing a good job for Nicole. He mentioned new business, right? New business is going to need all this, and a lot of new business have no idea what they need, right? And I just wanted to say that when we started our business, I was one of those. I'm still halfway one of those, okay? But I don't know how they got my name. I don't know how they got my number. I don't know what list I was on. But somewhere in Sunbiz world, there are people who get a hold of the list of all the new businesses that are coming out. And if you can get your hands on those lists and you're able to reach out, I got so many emails, I got so many things in the mail that were advertising their services for new businesses. I think that would be a really great place to start.
Thank you.
All right. I wasn't going to go into the Google business thing, but since
Monty teed it up for me. Alright, so for Google Business, I'll give just a few suggestions. First off, your website is not actually linked on your Google Business profile, so you want to make sure that happens. There are no current reviews on there. In general, you want to average getting 1 to 3 reviews per week. And this goes for all business owners in the room. You don't necessarily have to have a client give you a review, you know, your friends or your family or somebody that you have given a good experience. For example, you're in this room, you educate people on why you are good at what you do. You could ask those people to give you a review. Now, it's not going to be as a client, but they can review you simply as somebody who is an expert in your field, right? So that's an easy way to get reviews, and I can give you some strategies after the fact on how to go about doing that. And then on your Facebook, there's a lot of things that you're posting regular content, but it has nothing to do with your business. It has to do with your faith, which I love, and I know a lot of people in this community identify with. But you need to think, okay, is this actually building the business side of it, or is it something that is like a Facebook profile? So, and then in terms of advertising, I wouldn't necessarily say any of those are ads, right? There's a difference between building a word of mouth reputation or just posting, which just creates continuity, versus actually running advertisements or boosting posts and reaching people that aren't already followers of you. So looking at doing some actual advertisement and setting a budget for it, talk with John Brangus when it comes to that, but having and knowing, just like you're giving other people strategies for their financial business, actually having a dedicated budget for marketing in particular, so you know what your margins are, would be some of my suggestions, and then you can utilize that for Facebook, website, and anything else.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, Deborah in the back. And then we'll go to John.
Me? Okay. I was trying to make a connection between somebody coming to you for your bookkeeping services as a new business, not knowing much, coming to you and saying, what do I need to make sure that my books are in order for the state and for filings and everything. And so is the credit recovery assistance, is that an offshoot or is something that came out of that original business where you got into people's books and you were like, or even their personals, okay, because you do need some personal credit to business credit, but did you see that was a needed service? I'm saying, was that the process for that?
Yes.
And are you, okay.
That was the process. So I went and got certified as a credit repair specialist and things like that. So I can actually help people get to the point to where they can qualify for the business funding and things like that, getting their personal credit report. So yes.
So if you could get them ahead of time.
Correct.
And make sure, okay. So that's the educational component. And again, any opportunity you can get to have a small workshop or maybe go into the schools and do a little unit on it. Exposure would be great. Not that high school kids don't need to know about credit, but a lot of times they take information home. And that's a good place to start too.
Thank you, Marie.
Yeah.
Yes, when you're doing your tax preparation, do you spend time analyzing the balance sheet on business accounts?
Yes, I do.
Good.
So when it comes to dealing with the business, when it comes to bookkeeping, I'm really an advocate on educating the client, one, on the tax deductions that they don't know they can take, or the tax deductions that they think they can take and they really can't take, like going to lunch between clients and you're thinking that that's a business expense and when it is actually a personal expense.
Darnell from Jet Wash Services. I think you did a very good job of articulating your passion in it. I talk to you all the time, so I know your sincerity. I would say become an aficionado or master at articulating exactly why your services need. Because, like for example, I run a small business. My business at the moment is profit, right? I know I need an accountant. I know I need a bookkeeper. I know I need to be able to access funds when I need to access funds, right? But unless you let me know why I need these things as a business owner, I would never put these things in front of me until I'm sure that these are necessities that I need, because I'm swamped at trying to make sure that I'm satisfying my customers. So if you can do a very clear, poignant job at articulating why these services are needed and why these services are important, the target market, I believe, will find you. Because once I know that I need you and I'm convinced that, hey, I've been overlooking this accounting, I've been overlooking this bookkeeping for the longest, I need to stop doing that in order to scale, then everything that you pitch and everything you sell, it has a life for me now. It has a reason for me to put a focus on it. And I think people will run to after that.
Okay, thank you.
So, about the lists, so I do a lot, I pull tons and tons of lists. There are a million list sources that you can put your criteria in to find new business owners, 1-year business owners, 2-year business owners. There's so you could, with those lists, you can do the skip trace and then do direct cold calling, text messaging, and direct mail. But with what he was saying, you offer what most businesses, their biggest pain point is the paperwork. You know, and so the reality is you have you have an offering that probably everybody in this room hates to do, or at least kind of hates to do, unless that's your career. So, you know, the going after that pain point for the new businesses and existing businesses, because sometimes you don't even know you need it until the IRS sends you a fine or a, hey, yo, you didn't pay this, and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had to. So, you know, it's
yeah, a couple points, and we'll get to Sam next. You know, kind of to go combine with what Monty and Darnell said. You know, you got a big menu, and I almost think to a point as a business owner that could be a little bit like, wow, do I need all this stuff, or which one I need? Maybe, like Monty said, target one area, and the rest may lead into other services. Like Darnell said, you know, do little videos. This is why you need this. This is what we do. This is your primary focus. And then let the other services just kind of take care of themselves as you go, oh, you know, I hate doing payroll every Friday. Oh, did I mention we have a payroll service? You know, but focus in on the one, and then with the Google reviews, you know, Matthew and I met about a year and a half ago. Who knew that you could post on Google? Raise your hand if you knew you could post regular on Google. Who didn't know? Or I had no idea you could post daily on Google. I just thought you had a Google page. I didn't know that, and Google is getting more. So, you know, posting on Google is becoming a bigger and bigger thing that I didn't even know, and I think a lot of people don't know that you can even do. All right, so we'll go Sam and back to Matthew.
If you're going to use the list and you're going to send letters, like she mentioned, a bunch of people are already doing that, so you want to make sure that you're the letter that gets opened. So if you can print like your envelopes on like a vellum or a cardstock, or even make them just a different size than a regular envelope, that'll make it stand out. It's going to be the one that people open.
That's a good point too.
Good point.
All right. Actually, also on the topic of lists, I used to do that. I was working with a major marketing company, and my manager was always like, "Oh, you know, just go on the Florida Sundays and go after everybody. Start with A and go down." I didn't do that. I like to build relationships. So what I would do is I would visit every single one of the different chamber websites, and I would see who the newest members of the chambers are, and I would call them and say, "Hey, I'm with this chamber. I would love to sit down and grab a cup of coffee and learn a little bit about your business." And from there, I'd find out if they actually needed me.
Thank you.
I didn't say it earlier, but Latona, thank you for getting involved as an organizer. That's definitely step one. Giving back in like self-interest, right? And joining the chamber and getting involved in the community. And I know you personally, so kudos to you for standing up here doing what you do. So you do a lot of things, and you are confident in that. So I think all you're lacking, which would answer most of your help, is kind of, which we've said in other words, is building the brand. So like, if no one knows you at all, then you know why would they think they need you, and why would they trust you? Because those are intimate things that you're asking them to provide you in that relationship you have with a business. So on your website, it's a good start, but build it out more. When you hand out that paper marketing at the chamber with your services offered, just be trustworthy. And you don't have to reshape the wheel. Find some big company that's already doing it, that's at least doing one of those things, and just model what they do a little bit, and add your flair and kind of build that trustworthy brand through your content and be consistent. So the local people will know and turn to Legacy.
All right, so I've got a question. I'm gonna go the opposite end of Monty's original question. What's your least profitable service that you provide?
Credit repair.
So to that point, and my point is, team up with a credit repair person. And maybe bookkeeping is on the lower end of the scale, just for an example. Team up with somebody that does those, that it's not gonna be a great takeaway from your business if you're not doing credit repair. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for a low return. Because in turn, you will offer services that they don't. There's several bookkeepers. Mary Ann is a bookkeeper. You don't do tax, she doesn't do tax preparation. Bookkeepers will refer tax prep to you. Team up with those services that if you had to eliminate them from your business, it wouldn't really affect it, but they can then in turn return customers and services to you that they don't do.
I'm gonna be a devil's advocate here. You have a lot of different services that you offer, and for me, when I see that, I would say you're not good at any of them. Being very, very good at one, because we have different, like me as a realtor, I will go to the best of each one of those categories when I give my opinion or referral to a client, because I want the best of whatever service. I want them to be passionate and everything, because what I see is people getting into a lot of, and I used to do this when I was younger, get into all these different things, but I was never good at it. Now, I just focus on one thing, and that's real estate. I'm very good at it, and I do a lot of studying and going to classes and everything, but that's my big thing. But then behind that, I'm a concierge. I refer out all sorts of different vendors. If I'm not directly benefiting, I'm always supporting my vendors, but I get the best of what they do, because my reputation is everything. So I would advise that tax preparation is your number one revenue source. Be the best that you can be in it, even though you got a lot of competition, but that's good. If that's your biggest revenue, I would really focus on that, and then just give, like Jim was saying, find somebody that's passionate about, what do you call it, credit repair. But what's great with that is when you're not doing everything and you outsource, what that gives you is referrals from your business partners. So it's a mutual benefit that everybody, you maximize your efforts in that regard.
All right, we're going back to Jason and then over to Quan.
I think there's been a lot of great feedback on bringing clarity to your services and finding your profit center. I want to pivot a little bit and ask you a little bit about you. Just a couple quick questions. When people cast a wide net of services, sometimes when I'm working with them, it tells me that they're not sure where they really want to land. Instead of like fishing with a specific lure to catch the fish you want. Just 3 quick questions. Why?
So it's almost what Jim said, I'm looking at the least profitable, looking to kind of remove it and put it in the back burner or things like that. But also I'm looking at it as a growth aspect, because a lot of my all kind of ways, but maintenance is my main focus. I didn't know you can post on Google, so more so social media presence and things like that.
Excellent. I think you'll find how you grow as an individual, because that's directly reflected.
So, Latona, take me through a year real quick. So let's say we're doing the books, we get to tax season. You do my taxes. Once I'm done with my taxes, what are you doing for your active clients throughout the entire year? Do you call them back and say, hey, do you need this? How many, all the active clients that you have, what are you staying in touch with them? Are you doing some of their bookkeeping? I don't need you for bookkeeping, you know what I mean? A quarterly basis or something along those lines.
So usually when our client comes to us for taxes, bookkeeping, or even credit repair, we do keep up with them throughout the year. I'm an advocate on your birthday. I will text you. I will see something on your social media and I will reach out to you, if I see you going through things like that. But when it comes to as far as if I'm dealing with your taxes and let's say your bookkeeping all together, I'm monitoring monthly, how is it going? I want to know, Quan, what is it that you can do or I can advise you on to reduce more of your taxes throughout the year? So even my W-2 employee clients, I'm asking them to send me their check stubs in June, so I need to see if they need to change their exemptions to actually benefit by the end of the year.
Now, is that service, so I know I'm asking a lot, and some people probably have the same question. So do you have packages where it's just, hey, you're just doing my bookkeeping monthly, hey, you're doing my taxes, this is what it's going to be, what is estimated, and if you're keeping up with credit repair and also different exemptions and stuff, is there a package that it's like, hey, I'm going to give you $500, this is what you're going to take care of. I'm going to give you $1,000 this year, this is what you're going to take care of. Or are you just on the way to go, however many hours it is that you're going to be taking? How does that work?
So our pricing is flat rate. We have our prices for taxes, bookkeeping, things like that. Of course, bookkeeping has a startup and then a monthly fee. Credit repair, the same type thing. But when it comes to my clients, I'm more on the education part. I'm not charging you for you to teach you or educate you on what needs to happen when it comes to, as John's favorite thing is, the balance sheet. I'm physically walking you through your balance sheet. Even if you're not a bookkeeping client, you can send me your stuff and I will give you a free consultation on how to improve what you currently got going on. So it's not always about the business for me. I'm more on the educating part.
Mary Ann Kerwin, credit bookkeeping. Even in the bookkeeping world, people focus or niche in a specific thing. Some people niche in real estate investors, some people niche in law offices, some people niche in contractors, or a lot of different niching going on. So I agree with a lot of these people that say, and I'm not saying take away your bookkeeping, but I think you do have to find your niche, what you really want to do, and then you can offer that education and those other things if it's a slow time of the year and you want to do reach out and do something, do an educational thing or something. But I really think you should consider niching into something or focusing on something in particular. Are you an EA or a CPA, or what is your certification as far as tax prep?
So I am authorized e-filer provider. I am an ERO. So I actually have the ability to be the person that e-files and things like that.
Great. Okay, well, I'm always looking for good tax preparers. Thank you.
Glenn.
All right, I am coming to you live in the room from a comment on Facebook. I believe it's Shawnell. I use Mrs. Pye and several of her services. I started out with taxes, but used her for bookkeeping and now credit repair. She's extremely knowledgeable and reaches out to make me aware of vital things specific to my area of business.
Oh, thank you, Sean. So yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I'm an advocate on these are the services I provide, but more on the education part.
All right, we're gonna go to Monty, and then Brittany's gonna wrap us up.
I know we all kind of got on the same page and told you to focus and narrow the funnel, but I'm having a bit of change of heart because so you've spent the time, energy, the mental capacity to stay up at night and learn these things. You're an expert. This can all be enveloped into one thing that one person may need all of these things, and that's probably happened and why you've developed all these services kind of in a ladder. So if you're able to say that in a tagline in these different packages like Quan mentioned, like okay, maybe you only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these things, and just have it pretty and maybe automate what makes it a little bit easier so you can grow and take away some of those pain points that you have, things that are less profitable. If you're able to, with the education piece, have some type of chat bot built in that answers questions that they might have frequently so you can kind of spread your knowledge and depth across a customer base. So you're an expert, and that's why we're going to trust you. And one business may need all these things. So I don't think it's worth just throwing it in the trash or referring out. Just try to automate it to make it easier, less of a headache, and more profitable.
Thank you, Monty.
I like that. We'll finish up here in just a second. And I kind of keep going back to the credit repair. To me, that would be the one I would, because really it doesn't fit within these programs that you do. And credit repair to me, because Greg, I'm sure you've worked on it, I've worked on it, we've all, in the real estate industry have worked with it. It's a lost leader. You're going to spend more time for so little income because a lot of times people got that position for a reason, they're not going to do the work. So you put more time and effort in, you get very little return on it. And I think you can put more time and effort into something that's going to be more beneficial to your clients and to yourself financially. Brittany, finish us up.
What can we do as a community for you?
I mean, y'all basically did it. It was most definitely the feedback and given the avenues. Thank you, Matthew. You gave a lot as far as marketing, because marketing is a big thing when it comes to small business and things like that. So just having an opportunity to stand up here is everybody answered, gave me what I needed, so I got it.
So if you have thoughts after the meeting, or we weren't able to get to you because we want to respect everybody's time, take a picture, a screenshot of Latona's information, connect with her, drop by a local Foxtail, have a coffee, talk business and business strategy. But let's thank Latona for coming out and presenting. And before we go to our final, we're going to do our drawing, and then we will get to community announcements. Oh, Officer Crow.
Yeah, when you see me.
She gets 2 off. Let's do one more. Everybody that hit the ground.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer, and everybody that hit the ground.
We're gonna get a rush.
Okay.
All right.
I'm buying.
Todd Headley. You win like every week, don't you? All right. So we're gonna wrap this up with community announcements. Marie, where you at? We always start with Marie.
Brain's on overload. This Friday is First Friday in Eustis. If you haven't been down to it, please come down. It is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Month, and we just came from our breakfast, and we celebrated our small business owners because it is National Small Business Month. So congrats to you all, and we're here to support you.
So what was it about the police officers? This was not set up that you would win today.
No. Law Enforcement Appreciation Month.
There you go. You win every week. John.
How many of you know what Apex means? Anybody? Okay, what? Somebody better. Apex is the government contracting specialization part of SBDC. Next Thursday at the Lake David Center in Groveland, from 10 to 11, you're going to have the privilege of listening to Steve South, who's one of the most knowledgeable government contracting people in the state of Florida. So we're having a little trouble getting people there, but if you want to go, I have a flyer back here.
Okay. Morning, everyone. I just want to introduce Sam. Sam, where'd you go? Sam is new head of the rec department for the city of Eustis, and I want him to introduce himself.
This is just a speaking day for me. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Sam Burson. I am the new Parks and Recreation Director from Miami. Everybody's like, oh, where are you coming from, Miami? It's very different than I like. It's just too busy. Too many people in Miami. But I am here to improve and expand our Parks and Recreation Department. So if anybody's looking to partner with the Parks and Recreation Department, I'm easy to find.
And anything about your, South, your history,
Again, from Miami, born and raised, played basketball. Everybody thinks football, so basketball. Played a few years professionally overseas. I'm here, my family's at home. I have a wife and 3 kids, ages 12, 11, and 7, and my wife is a county court judge. So everybody's asking, when is she going to come up? And it's not that easy. It has to be an opening, and DeSantis has to say, okay, yes. So, wish she was appointed by DeSantis. That's a little bit about me.
Well, we're glad to have you.
You've got tomorrow, Eustis Girls Softball plays for the district championship. This team is really, really good. I saw them 12-0 someone yesterday, and they're bound for state. Same thing with the baseball team. I'm not sure when they play for Eustis. And a Back to Blue walk at 9 a.m. in Tavares. Over there in Tavares.
Doing Good Junk Removal is having a ribbon Friday, May 10th from 5 to 7. We would love to have you all there. There will be refreshments provided. There's also going to be the Kenneth Orr Jazz Band Trio who will be there as well. And just come and get to know my whole entire family in the business and let us know how we can serve our community. Thank you.
Tomorrow night, 7:30 Lollygaggers. It's the first Eustis comedy open mic. 7:30 at Lollygaggers tomorrow. Carlos, if you want to perform, you can go to eustisopenmic.com. That's eustisopenmic.com. I was going to register eustisasajoke.com, but I didn't want to get sued by Netflix. Actually, we do own eustisasajoke.com. But really, you should just buy washingtonasajoke.com.
All right, we won't go there.
The Lake Harris Food Pantry has an empty bowls event Friday or Saturday at 5 o'clock in Evans Park in Mount Laura, where you get to keep the unique bowl and fill it up with soup. And it's all for, and the fundraising for their new pantry is ongoing. So look them up, Lake Harris Pantry.
I got one to follow up with you. Brandon and I are hosting an event June 1st. It's called Lake Quest. It is a scavenger hunt by boat on the Harris Chain Lakes. It's $40 per vessel, and all proceeds are actually going to Lake Harris. So you can get tickets now, and I have information if you like it.
Amanda Brothers, I'm a divorce recovery coach with Power for Change LLC. I am launching my group coaching program starting on May the 11th. Somebody from here referred somebody to me, and I don't know who it was, but thank you so much. But I'm just asking if you can refer people to get into this program if they need help with the emotional, mental, and spiritual parts of the divorce recovery process. Let them know that I am taking calls now to get people into that program.
All right, Monty, who's gonna introduce, Greg? Monty?
Monty's the guy.
Monty's the guy, so.
Getting a lot of my time. Small business resources to accelerate your growth. This is an event put on by UCF, Lake County, Florida, America's SBDC, and us as lead, all co-hosting with the city of Groveland. All our South Lake friends in the room, we're finally coming to you. So this essentially expounds, explains, brings awareness to all the resources, some free, some low cost, of how to formulate your business, everything you need. A lot of it's all under this roof. And take it to the next level, take it to whatever level you want. UCF focuses on innovation and growing globally. And LEAD, look us up, it's complex, so I can tell you all more what we do later, but essentially we want you to stay here and grow as well. America's SBDC, see John Duran's downstairs, help you formulate a business and get you to SBA land. And Lake County, Florida is always a proud sponsor. So HR Summit, I heard a term last night that, a lot of us focus on the business plan, focus on the money, but how often do we lose the people plan in that process? So often that's a big cost and a big gain to every business, what kind of people are involved within your business. So come and learn for free. There'll be a hot southern breakfast at the Tavares Pavilion. There are an exorbitant amount of door prizes. It's free, so we're partnered with Career Source Central Florida, City of Tavares, and Lake County. And there'll be experts who've been doing it a long time talking about what's going on currently post-COVID with Lake County's workforce and focusing on the 1,000 people a day that are coming into Florida. What do they look like? How are they adding to the workforce? What are current trends in HR? How can we be cutting edge? How can we keep our employees retained and develop Lake County? Thank you.
All right, any last announcements before we wrap up? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up real quick. So 2 things we're gonna ask you to do. Next week, come back and see us, bring a friend. We wanna continue to build on this. I mean, this is a great turnout. Now, if you're a first time, we have a lot of first time visitors today. Now you know what it's about. Number 2, if you wanna present, this is what the process is, the presentation. You saw all the great feedback that Tony got. This feedback is available for you as well to help your business be successful. Go on the website, click to present, fill it out. One of the organizers will review it and approve it, provided that it meets the criteria. I don't think we've denied anybody yet, so just fill it out. We'll get you up here to present. And last but not least, Juan's favorite part of the meeting.
Picture time!
Picture time. So thank you, everybody.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Back a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Alright. And this one. Killer's helping. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right.